Still talking the same shit we're talking now. What's up, everybody? It is Wednesday night, so you already know it is time to talk some fantasy football. Want to apologize. Life got in the way last week, so we weren't able to connect and talk about it. And wow, what a week to have off, because it was like the wildest week in fantasy football. I mean, that was absolutely nuts. You picked a good week to miss out on.
Right. I was coming back from a wedding, so I didn't get to watch very much, except for my boys. Like, you already know. Like, if anybody watched that Tennessee game, they finally had to admit, like, Tennessee might be for real. Like, without Derrick Henry, Tennessee might be for real.
For those of you who don't know, Tennessee is Andy's team. So, like, what were you thinking when you first heard about Henry going down a week and a half ago?
I was like, I need to pick up McNichols. Like, that's what it was. Like, Peterson got hurt. Like, McNichols, I mean, he didn't get hurt. He got picked up. But I feel like McNichols will be better. It was rough for him in this week because with two players coming in that don't know any of the offense, the protection schemes, he basically had to be a blocker the whole time. So all their rushing had to go to those other people because that's like how they don't know where to block, like who to pick up, what the system is. So to me, I think that's what happens, but hopefully it works out because I did pick him up and hopefully that's what it is. But yeah, I'm bummed. Like, obviously, he's the king. And I felt like I jinxed him because I had been talking about it the week before. I was like, I ain't going to say it. But yeah.
That is just how it goes down. That was ruthless. But I mean, aren't you kind of mad at the Titans coach? Like, you just can't ride one person that hard in the NFL. He's going to wear down eventually. Like, they needed to be passing. I mean, I understand Julio was out and AB was hurt, but they needed to figure something out. You can't just give the ball to one guy 800 times a game and think it's sustainable. I mean, there's just no way.
Right. That's what I always say. Like, that's why they killed themselves in the playoffs. It's like Henry does well late game, so we'll just keep giving him the ball, and then eventually we'll win. He'll like wear him down, and then he's gonna bust off some big runs, and then as the playoffs go, they get further and further. It's like it goes from like 60% runs to 65% runs to 70% runs to 75% runs by the time they lose, and it's like you can't do that.
No,
like even with Henry.
No, you're going to get him killed. I don't care how bad his workout is. Nobody can sustain that. What's up, Dragon? I see you out there in the chat. We got Jake Cruz out there. What's up? What's up? Oh, man, how you guys doing in your fantasy drafts? I know Dragon was slaying the old channel league, kind of dipped off a little bit, but been crushing. Yeah, I actually got my first win last week. This week, not so much. My only claim to fame, once again, is I beat Andy. I think it was by
I don't even know how it did.
I think I got you by half a point. I think we were 5-6.
Nice.
Just crazy. Yeah, just
that's I'm still continuing my strategy of people I'm playing against. Like that's the only person I pick. I think I only got okay in this week's league because I picked Herbert up. Like that's who I had as my quarterback, I'm pretty sure, because I was playing against him. Sure enough, he's like one of the 3 people that go off this week.
Oh, right? Man. Yeah. Gross. Him and Matty Ice and maybe Lamar and Chubb and everybody else that's supposed to just epic fail this week. It was a ruthless, absolutely ruthless week. And speaking of ruthless, did you get a chance to watch that Monday night game?
I watched a bit of it. Yeah.
Oh my God. What can we do about these cheating ass refs? They got way too much power. Like they are just deciding the ends of games, and it shouldn't be that way. The players should be deciding it. Like, what?
Yeah, I'm totally with you on that. I was like, this whole week, like every game, the Titans game, I feel like they helped the Titans out a lot. Like the Rams were getting penalized like crazy. It was nuts. I'm like, man, what's going on here? It just didn't make sense to me. And then you're like, dude, I feel bad for Fields. He was getting lit up.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you get all these ghost calls for, I mean, you even breathe on an Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady or even Tannehill was getting some ghost calls. And he's my guy. I mean, it helps me, but I was like, what? What are you calling? And then all of a sudden, Fields is just getting blasted on like 3 steps and still drilled and just nothing right in front of the refs. And, we didn't see anything there. Nope, we didn't see. I mean, how is that right in any form or fashion?
Right. And like the first one I can understand, right? The first where he gets blasted right before he goes out of bounds and is kind of helmet to helmet. He brought his head down into that. That wasn't like they kind of talked about like, well, he's a runner. Dude, the guy was already coming in and he put his head into that. Like, so no matter what, that shouldn't have been shit. But the later one, there was like a 3-step one, and he actually got like put down. He got
lit up.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous. There was like 3 or 4 of them where, I mean, he would clearly drop the ball and the runner's still like on his 3rd step and blast him to the ground. Are you kidding me? That's a 15 and a free set of downs all day to any other quarterback. But for Fields, some reason, you're a rookie, you just have to take it. Like, what is that shit? Like,
and it's always been that way too. Like, that's like always bugged me. It has always bugged me.
Oh, like, ever since Cam made a big deal out of it, a few years back, he's like, what? And the guy's like, you haven't been around long enough or whatever. You have to earn it. He's like, are you kidding me? Like, this is the safety of these men. This is their careers you're talking about. And you wonder why they don't last longer? Oh, because he's a running quarterback. No, because these cheating ass refs let him get teed off on. Like, let that happen to Brady and see how long he lasts. Like, that is just complete BS.
Yeah, it's nuts. Like, I am 100% with you on that one.
That's why we got the meme that we did, because I was just like, you got to be kidding me with this, dude. These guys are literally just altering the outcome of games, and it shouldn't be that way. Like I said, just out here in Seattle a couple of weeks ago when I was crying about it, like that ghost call on Winston. 3rd and 9, they're going to have to kick it, but now all of a sudden they get a fresh set of downs and get to come in and score. Like, these refs can't be allowed to keep changing the outcomes of these games like that just on who they have on their fantasy team. Like, it's ridiculous, man. That's what it seems like. Like, I'm about to lose. I better give you another fresh set of downs. And they're ghost calls. Like, it's not even questionable. Like, there's guys not even being touched. Dude, like I said, Tannehill's my quarterback. They gave him one. He literally never got touched.
Right.
I was like, what is that? Roughing the passer, fresh new set of downs. Help my fantasy team, but as a football fan, I'm like, what is this?
Right.
I mean, it's despicable, man. And it's really driving me nuts. Something's got to be done. I don't know who has the power to change it or what's got to be done, but you can't be letting Justin Fields having the game of his life like that and just be getting teed off on. Like, you made that rule for a reason. Why does it not account for him? Why does he not get to benefit from it?
I hate that. Like, taunting, that's like a penalty for no reason, but this dude can get freaking blasted.
Yeah.
And I'm all for it. Like, dude, I'm honestly all for players getting blasted. Like, I don't care. But if you don't stop people from taunting each other, like talking shit to each other, you're going to let them annihilate each other outside of the rules. But that's not a point of emphasis, because Fields is a rookie running quarterback. That's what it is. 1, he's a rushing quarterback. 2, he's young. He hasn't earned the right to get these penalties. What do you mean earn the right? Like,
exactly. Is it a rule or isn't it?
Right.
It's unbelievable. And the way these guys are doing it and holding it like they rule the rules, all that is cheating. Dude, nobody has been cheated for more in the NFL than Big Ben. He's gotten more calls, even on Super Bowls, just fake and fantasy and just ghost calls. Like, what? Like, I don't know what it is, but they love him and they have been on his side from day one. But it's just despicable, man. Absolutely despicable, that display they put on. The refs should not be able to alter the outcomes like that. You're out there for the safety of these guys and to enforce the rules, and you're only enforcing the rules for half the teams or the ones you want to. That's bullshit.
Right. I agree.
Absolutely despicable. What do we got here with Peter Griffin? He says the refs must not have been a Karate Kid fan. Oh man, that was ridiculous. When the Bear did the spinning crane kick and got the flag, that was he wasn't even saying anything. They said, like, his lips were not moving. He wasn't taunting. He wasn't saying nothing. He was basically probably just in a adrenaline rush blackout, just sitting there staring like, yeah, that just happened. He wasn't saying anything. And there's a penalty. Like, these refs wanted to give it to Big Ben. And I don't understand why. Like I said, they must have had him on their fantasy team or something. But that wasn't just like some off refereeing. That was straight out cheating. Nobody else can call it. You know, all these bigger shows, they can't say nothing. Dude, they were cheating. These refs are awful, and something needs to be done about it. They can't have this much power, dude. It's absolutely ridiculous. Altering the game the way they want it, and that shouldn't be that way. Let the players play, man. Let it play out on the field, because they can't just purposely keep changing the game and handing victories to who they want to win. Yes. Oh man, but getting back into something else, what do you think about a 36-year-old Adrian Peterson coming out? Is he really going to be is he ever the answer to anything? A 36-year-old running back coming out?
I don't think he's going to do it, but hey, if it's help, if you don't trust that McNichols can do it, like, that's fine. But they're just going to see it's going to be the best guy, like the hot hand. That's probably how it's going to end up being. Hot hand. That's the new system there.
Jake says they have to have their performances reviewed and fined for mistakes, but really, what are the fines? How many get gone, and who's doing that review? Other referees. So, I mean, they're erring on the side of the referee, like, oh, you're doing it. You were erring on the side of caution, so we'll give you that. Well, dude, these are some flat-out ghost calls, not even being touched, or tackling, like just perfect tackles, and, oh, nope, roughing the passer. You hit him too hard, or you came in. Get the hell out. But right. Yeah, if they were really being fined and reviewed, then they would be doing better, and they're not. Or the guys that are reviewing them are telling them, like, hey, make sure you save Big Ben out there, or hey, do what you can to get the freaking Pittsburgh in. We want Big Ben in the playoffs for his last year. Like, it has to be something like that, because I mean, it is just ridiculous.
Right. Like, I don't know, what gets me about it is it's hard to do that, right? Where you can just find the refs, because refs aren't even like full time. Like, that's the nuts thing about it. Like, in the biggest sports league in the US, the refs aren't full time employees.
Yeah, but they get paid like full time employees. I mean, they get big fat checks for the whole year. I mean,
not like other leagues, like NBA ref and shit.
That's funny. I've never really looked at the price.
I'm pretty sure they don't get compensated the same. Man, they're in the most popular sport. That's what the whole lockout thing was like. Remember the replacement refs where you guys won a game on the touchception?
Yeah, I remember the lockout year, and those refs, I mean, it was bad, but still, there has to be a halfway point. I mean, you can't just give all the power to these guys. But yeah, right, I thought when they got that deal, I thought they got fat checks for like the year. I mean, they're making over $100,000 a year, aren't they?
I don't know. I know that just like a couple of years ago, they had to have like second jobs.
Wow. Yeah,
maybe not the big ones like your, like Ed Hochul's or whatever. Right. He wasn't having another job, but like
maybe regular rep working for him, like the rest of his squad could be. What's up, Christian Knowles? I see you out there. Welcome back. Welcome that. You playing fantasy football this year? If so, how you doing, man? But yeah, that is, I don't know. It's just too crazy, too crazy. Yep, JD, you're right. Like, big reason how Robert Griffin got hurt. Oh, you're a rookie. Oh, you're a running quarterback. Well, we'll just, see how that works and let him tee off on you. Like that's, how can that be right anyway? It's just not.
Right.
Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers are very close to that. Yeah, they don't try to even breathe on one of those quarterbacks and see what happens. Like, just even give a little extra oomph with your perfect shoulder tackle. You're still getting called. Like, you can't breathe on those guys, but these other ones can get teed off on. It's just not right.
Right.
It reminded me of the umpires in baseball trying to show up players like fans aren't here for the damn refs. Exactly. Nobody came to see you. And that's just it. It seems like, has there been a game yet where there wasn't linen thrown on the very first kickoff? It's right. Every single game I've seen. There's been a penalty very first kickoff. Like, they're showing you, yep, we're here and we're taking over. It's terrible. How about that Titans D? Didn't see that coming this season. They were terrible last year.
Right.
On that.
Simmons, man. Like, you got people up front now and like the secondary. I guess some of those gambles are working out. That's all I could say is like they gamble a lot in the draft. Like, that's their MO. They're working out, man. But isn't it crazy? Like, I don't know, people don't really follow the Titans, but Byard has never had a pick six. That's nuts to me. He's like one of the best DBs in the league.
And that's why most people don't know his name. You got to get those fantasy points. You got to get it
Kevin Byard? You don't know Byard? If you don't know
I'm just saying, like, if you say that to your, he's not a household name. Let's say that.
Yeah, maybe not. He's like been a Pro Bowl. He was like the #1 DB like a year. The year he was. This is a funny thing where he had with Deion Sanders, where he talked about he's not a household name. Where Deion Sanders didn't even realize he was talking to Kevin Byard, and he thought he was talking to a fan, and he was like, "That's why like you're watching this from TV, and like I'm an analyst." And then KB was like, "Dude, in the Pro Bowl, voted the #1 DB in the league. What are you talking about?"
And how Deion Sanders of all people not knowing that? I'm glad I'm not wearing his jersey tonight. Yeah, I didn't even hear about that. That's funny. Like, how could he of all people not know? He's supposedly the #1 DB of all time, and you don't know who this man is? Come on. Right. I meant more like, our girlfriends and wives. I wasn't talking about Deion Sanders not knowing. Good
God. But like my girlfriend, like she's not. My girlfriend. I don't have a girlfriend, but my wife, your girlfriend, she's not gonna know anybody's name that's on defense. Like, no, if I say any defensive player, she's not gonna know them.
That's true. For the most part, you're right on that.
I'd be like JJ
Watt. Ladies out there playing fantasy football, not trying to say anything about that. We know you ladies are out there and doing well this year.
Yeah, just not my wife.
Yeah, exactly. Not the Giant Tamer.
An NFL ref, 205.
That's what he's saying.
All right.
So you can't be. That's not nothing. You need an extra job after that. You might need to watch your budget a little better.
Hey, maybe.
So they have to work more than 3 hours a week for 20 weeks. Cry me a river. I'm with you, Jake. Exactly.
They're not. No, they're not doing 3 hours. That's ridiculous. You don't think they do anything else besides like come to a game? They're like, just like let me put on my fucking striped uniform and go into work for 3 hours.
Absolutely.
Like, shit,
and then about another 2
the game's over, he just takes it off. He like clocks out. Like, I'm out of here.
2 hours. They got to do their little review and get a little slap on the hand for their awful what happened out there. But not all the referees are bad, but man, most of them have.
Here's the thing. I was thinking about like some of the bad calls, right? And I was like, but you ever watch them spot the ball and how accurate they are a lot of the time?
Mm-hmm.
In like they're watching from the sideline. The dude runs into the field in a straight line. And when you watch like the first down marker, dude, so I can't think of a time at least where I've watched them come in at an angle as compared to that first down line. Like they have their hand up, they know where they're going, and they run in a perfect line. I'm like, how the fuck did they do that? I couldn't run. They don't have that reference point. I could not do that. I would be like, you would watch me. The announcer would be like, look at that stupid ref down there. Like he ran in the diagonal.
Work 3 hours a week, so you got to get what the little you do right. Come on.
I'm just saying, like I was watching like the bad calls, so I'm like, man, at spotting the ball, like sometimes you get like a really bad spot, but it's like, how do they do that right so often?
I don't know. But wasn't it was Dallas. They were getting there, they had some momentum going. And even JD right here, what happened to the Dallas Cowboys, even as a Broncos fan, swore we were going to get worked. But, dude, did you see they finally get a game of pace going. They're hurrying up. They're running down there. And then that one referee, gets in the way and is, stopping Dak from getting the ball. And then, Dak says something to him. So that referee runs out. Another referee runs in and puts his hands out. There was no reason for that whatsoever. The other referee stops everything, gives the other defense a chance to set up, and then runs the clock. That is just the referees taking over the game and cheating, pushing it how they want to. There was zero reason for that. I was like, you got to be kidding me, man. They do have a rule about having to let the other team switch out, but this was a hurry-up offense. The offense didn't switch any players. So there's no reason to do that. And he's still out there, stopping everything, giving the other team a chance to catch up. Just how is that not flat-out cheating? It just kills me, dude. I was getting so worked up this weekend, and then it just kept getting worse and worse, and then the just ultimate was that Monday night game. They took that game away from the Bears. The Bears earned that win. And the refs gave it to Big Ben. That is just despicable. As a fan, I just can't stomach it. I just can't.
I always think of Big Ben as Will Ferrell, just dressed up.
Just a goofball. Oh, dude, when they beat the Seahawks and those refs, like way back then, it was real bad. And the refs literally gave the Super Bowl to them with 3 air calls, like gave them an extra yard, 4th and 1, and just gave them. There's one you're talking about, a bad spot, gave them an extra yard. Like they just, it was blatant. He was short, a half yard short, and they just gave him like an extra half yard over. It was what? Like Ben, I was just want to meet Big Ben and be like, you don't really consider yourself the winner of that Super Bowl, do you? Like, I mean, he even when they interviewed him, how do you feel? He's like, oh, I think the rest did a great job with this just shit-eating grin on his face. He knew exactly what was up.
Yeah, but I don't like to blame calls, except if there's like a bunch where that you can do stuff about it. And there's bad calls typically on both sides, but man, sometimes it's like that's how I felt watching the Titans game. I was like, dude, there was like 3 calls for the Titans that clearly, either were ticky-tack or like were blatantly shouldn't have been called. And then I was like, that's kind of a lot when you're doing it over and over again, like in succession.
Yeah.
It's like that definitely changes the game.
Oh, dude, that changed the game. If they don't get that half yard, we come out and kneel on it 3 times and the game's over. We win the Super Bowl. They literally gave them the Super Bowl with that. I mean, it was awful. And there was like 3 huge calls that did that. But that last one was the game. Like they don't make it. It clearly didn't make it. We get the ball back. We kneel on it 3 times and the game's over. So yeah, they got to do something about these refs having that much power and altering the outcome. It's too much. How the Chubb COVID IR work, they get to pick up another player, and if he tests negative twice, he can play this week. I didn't hear about them getting to pick up another player, but I know I switched my waivers at the last second in my other league and grabbed Ernest Johnson real quick. Oh, my goodness. I heard that. I was like, you got to be kidding me. He was the only player I had that produced for me last week, and now he's out of COVID.
Dude, I lost one league by 2 points, I think. It may have been less than 2 points. The reason I lost is because this is the one where the guy, you can pick up a player from Thursday night that's already played, right? But you cannot pick up somebody once games have started on Sunday. So Kyler Murray gets out. So I have no quarterback. But I can't pick up any quarterbacks because
you couldn't even pick up Fields, or Fields was probably taken anyway.
Nobody that was playing. Nobody that hasn't played, I could pick up. Right. So even McCoy, I couldn't pick up McCoy because it locks the whole league at 1 o'clock. And I was like, what my 1 o'clock game over the early game.
Right.
And I was so freaking pissed. I had to put in Trey Lance because he was like my back, like just the guy I was holding. Mm-hmm. And I was like, right. I was just like, I'm just holding him. Dude, I was so freaking pissed. Like, lost by 2 points. I was like, I could have just picked up anybody, other quarterback.
Ben would have got you that. That's for
any other quarterback, and I would have won. But nope, the system's fucked up in that league, and I was so mad.
That's a Crimea River right there. Christian O's has it right. Since Chubb is vaccinated, if he does test negative twice before game day, he can still play. The only thing I would say to that is I don't think there's been anybody who's made that yet. I mean, if you have COVID, you have COVID. It's not like it just disappears in 24 hours. So unless you have like a Saquon Barkley situation where it was actually a false positive, I don't think there's been anybody yet this year that's tested positive that's made the game. Can you think of any?
Nope.
So, yeah, I think the fact that, I mean, you're absolutely right. If he has 2 negative tests, he can play. But 1, if he really has COVID, is he affected and is he going to be up to snuff anyway? And 2, like I said, I don't think anybody has made that protocol. So I'm a Chubb owner myself. I'm disgusted. But like I said, the second I heard that, I went on waivers right away and switched my waivers and picked up the Ernest Johnson. And I hope all the other Chubb owners were on that too, because we already saw what he can do when he's the only one back there. I mean, he put up, 25, 26 fantasy points last time. So
right,
we can get even close to that. I mean, that's exactly what we're looking for. And speaking of stuff, well, I mean, I guess we'll get to it. But actually, I guess, no, we can get to it now, kind of. Gotcha. I better snag another RB just in case. Absolutely. Better be safe than sorry. You don't want to be stuck because, yeah, I would not rely on Chubb whatsoever. Like I said, there's been nobody yet this year other than Saquon, and he didn't play anyway because he was still hurt with that ankle. But there's been nobody yet that's tested positive for COVID that's made it on that 2 negative test. So do not count on that. Oh, when I seen IR, I was like, what? It was COVID. They have a COVID IR in your league, huh? For us, they just say out COVID. I don't know if my other league you can use that as an IR. Oh man, I can see how a ref can miss things, but to invent things, yeah, that's the other one. It's like, are you hallucinating? Did you take some mushrooms before you went out there? What are you seeing that nobody else sees? Because that's insane. Oh, lost our stream league by less than 2 points, stupid rugs. Oh, that was a good one. Dude, yeah, that was crazy last week. We'll get into it. But I got to pick an RB just in case. Eno Benjamin, that's a great pickup. I mean, you never know. And Connor is known for getting hurt. So, yeah, absolutely. That's a great pickup out there. It is versus Carolina or Zach Moss. Zach Moss is going to be out. You don't want Zach Moss. It looks like Singletary is going to be the start out there this week. That's the only 2 available right now. So, yeah, you definitely don't want Zach Moss. Can you think of any other running backs you should be looking at, Andy?
Not really. Like, yeah, I got nothing. Like running backs, I don't know. I can't even think of any that would be available in any of my leagues. Just too many injuries at running back.
Maybe a Devontae Freeman if he's out there. I mean, it's been such a mess out there in Baltimore. People have been dropping and picking up guys out there. So maybe a Devontae Freeman. Ty Johnson came out and got it done last week. He's a backup, but he did it. A.J. Dillon's out there, but not on a lot of leagues. But, yeah, I don't know. Look for like a Devontae Freeman would be a good idea. And then Eno, I mean, that's a great one. Pick up Eno. I think he's going to get some play this week because we know Chase Edmonds is going to be sitting, and James Conner, they're not going to try to run him like a Henry because they know he's made of glass. So they're going to be, 1, going easy on him and giving some carries anyway. And 2, I mean, I hate to say it, but there is a chance Conner gets hurt, and then Eno's going to be getting all the carries. So, I mean, Eno Benjamin could be a game winner for people. I mean, we never know what's going to happen, but I think he's 100% the way I'd go with that. You agree?
Right. I mean, I like Connor. Like, I think they said something like he leads the league in touchdowns.
He might.
Like, he leads the league in touchdowns. That's believe it. But if he gets hurt, someone's got to do that. You're right. But God dang, I've had him on my bench because I have another league. Like Connor's been on my bench like all season. I got a pretty good running back core in that league. he still isn't even registering in the
this last week. He didn't. 2 touchdowns.
He might have this past week, but I haven't.
In the game.
It's my only ESPN league, so I don't look at it as much. So
yeah, he crushed us last week, and if he keeps that up again, I mean, he's going to do it. But it's unsustainable. He's not that guy anymore, and if they try to do that with him, I'm afraid they'll get hurt. Speaking of Kyler, how the hell did the Cardinals beat the Niners without Kyler and Hopkins? Doesn't make sense, right? I called the 49ers. I thought the 49ers were going to win that game. I was very wrong. Holy shnikes. Yeah, that was gross. But it was just a gross week of football, period. I mean, let's be real. Even my fantasy team even got their first loss last week. I mean, what the hell? Like, are you kidding me?
He says my fantasy league team like it's some godly level of fantasy. That's hilarious. Like he's barely winning every week. He's playing like bottom. I bet we look like points against. He's lowest in our league on points against.
Stop it. You go to check out, like I said, you go to check out everything. Every week mine says like if you would have played everybody, it shows your outcome. Every week I'm 9-0, 8-1, 9-0, 7-2, 8-1. Like I'm always up there. It was only that By-Mageddon week where I squeaked by and I was 1-8. That's the only week I played the one person that I could beat. Every other week I've been crushing. Stop it. You know who the point leader is in that league. But yeah, not to say.
Just to be fair, just to let everybody know that I'm not lying. DJ's points against 847 points. My points against 966. The lowest person in our league, 847 points. DJ. Lowest points against in our league. That's what I thought.
People
you
just
do. You really do have the lowest points against.
I bring the thunder. That's what that is.
Everybody's just like, well, week off. We'll let him be in there.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, that was ruthless. I really thought the 49ers were going to get it done, and that was just sad. That was just sad. Oh, Ramonde, I don't know much on him. He got hurt, I think. He's going to be questionable coming in, so I don't know if you want to do with Stevenson this week. I mean, if you really just need somebody, you put him on your bench and definitely just going to have to watch. But that could be like a game time decision. That's a little worrisome. I don't know if I like that. Oh, Jay Cruz says, I got lucky with Connor. Man, Connor just absolutely crushed. What's up, Phantom D. Sane? I see you out there peeking. I see you. What's up, brother? Oh, I had Niners winning the game as well. Yeah, I really thought they were going to do it. And no. It just wasn't about it. It was bad. That's right. That's right. See, Phantom knows. DJ lost probably because people cheated. I mean, it has to be. What's up, AK? I see you out there. Hey. Oh, I mean, if I lost, there has to be something askew, right? I mean, come on, that doesn't just happen.
Right.
Oh, man.
As the commissioner, he never loses.
That's right. The commish. What's my team name? Gridiron's Greatest. That's right. You better believe it. Oh, man, speaking of believe it, what's going on with OBJ? There's something I have never seen in the history of ever. Just waved off, we're going to go ahead and let you be excused from practice, and we're going to let you be excused from all training things, and now you're just excused from our team. Goodbye. I've never seen that. Like, what? Nobody wanted to trade for him? They couldn't have got anything from a pre-waiver trade? Like, they'd rather just drop him completely? I thought that was insane. I've never seen anything like that.
Right. That was wild.
I'm like, who does that to somebody like that? I mean, I understand he's not what he used to be, but he's still OBJ. Like, somebody needs him somewhere. You don't want to get nothing for him? Just like, yeah, we're just going to drop you like bad trash. You're out. Like, man, obviously somebody's going to pick up on that huge mistake they just made. So where do you think a good spot for OBJ to pick up would be?
New England? Like, that's all I can think. Like, Bill Belichick's like sitting in his little lair, like.
I don't think those two minds meld. I don't think they get.
You don't think, dude? He look at Brady outside of New England, like how he behaves. Like, he's still professional, but like he has fun. Like, Randy Moss, like, was known for like how kind of crazy he was and shit. Like, he went there and he like conformed. I don't know, man.
Cap room, he might be a locker room problem. I mean, I think there's a few people that can get him. I don't know. Green, I guess he has a list of players. I forgot to check on the list of places he wants to go, but I know Green Bay is one of them. He wouldn't mind going out there. I mean, the Giants could probably afford him. I mean, they need some receiver help because all their receivers are broken. Imagine them going back to NYC. That'd be kind of crazy. Ingram went back to the Saints. Why couldn't OBJ go back to NYC? I was thinking maybe out there in Las Vegas, but since they picked up Deshaun, I think they're kind of good on their receiver thing. But, I mean, Carr and OBJ, I could definitely see that connection going down. That'd be amazing. Go out there for play for Hubert. Are you kidding me? All they have is Williams and Allen. Like, bring a third one out there. They'd be crushing in 4 receiver sets. That'd be amazing.
But, yeah, if he can play still. Like, has he even shown us all season that he can still actually play?
I mean, he made some pretty hard catches a couple games ago, got his shoulder dislocated, went on the sideline, popped it back in, and then came back out to play. Like, that shows me he's still got heart and the love of the game and ready to play some more. So, hell yeah, I would take him. But can't, like JD, he's a cancer. Some people think. I don't know. I was like that with my boy Tyrell Owens. I was like, dude, bring him in. Dude, he's an elite talent. I don't care. They're professionals. Yeah, he's going to be a pain in the ass, but he's going to win you football games. Bring his ass in.
Right.
But, yeah, I don't know. And I don't know. He kills the vibe in all locker rooms, maybe, because we saw what happened when Baker went out there without him, just feeling fresh, clean, like a monkey off his back, and absolutely got it done with one shoulder. So. Maybe. I don't know. Is that sustainable? What's going on down there in Cleveland? Or do they have are they still going to go, or what's going on with that?
Shit, I have no idea. Like, you would think they would have one of the best passing games in the league with how well they run the ball. So you would think that you could just throw it up to Odell and he would catch it, and whatever it is. You got Landry out there who always surprises, right? Like, what is going on?
Donovan Peoples-Jones showing up and doing what needs to be done. I mean, got a couple tight ends that aren't great but can get it done. I mean, you saw Njoku go out and run for 1,000,000 yards one game. Like, I mean, they have weapons. It just, for some reason, they haven't been able to dial it in. They've been doing good, but I think the big Band-Aid that's covering everything is their defense. Their defense has been off the charts this year. I mean, just crushing. So, I mean, that's making up for a lot of failed efforts on the offensive side. But, man, I don't know. But, I mean, hey, they went down there and absolutely put one on Cincinnati, who's one of the, most explosive offenses in the league, and absolutely got it done. But, again, I think that's their defense winning games for them.
You're probably right.
How about them Jags getting it done? What was that about? The Jags, and that's what this was. Dude, Buymageddon was the worst because so many people were off and it threw off so many teams. But I think last week was actually the craziest and worst week I mean, there was 3 or 4 All-Stars that actually did their job, and everybody else just forgot how to play football for a week. Like, what was that? Bills versus Jaguars?
There's always a week like that, though. Like, right? There's always one of those weeks that just works out like that. Like, nobody performs. At least everybody does it at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, everybody took a shit at the same time, but my God. Dude, I mean, oh my God. I thought I was just going to put it on. I was supposed to beat my guy that beat me this week. I was supposed to beat him by like 35 points. Like the rest what the ranks had. They had me like 35 points up, and he ends up smashing me. I mean, Allen comes out and just shits the bed. Oh, it was awful. It was awful. I think I had one player over in double digits. I think I literally had my quarterback was the only player I think in double digits. Or no, I had Chubb. Chubb was. But other than that, it was crazy. I was just like, what just happened? I mean, yeah. And then I think you had 2 players in double digits and you just squeaked through.
I know. It was close. I barely broke 100. I think that's where I was at this week. I was like, woo, Lamar saving my ass.
Oh, man. Oh, no, excuse me. I was right. I did only have one player that broke double digits. Chubb got me 30-30, 30.30, and I lost. Chubb is the only one who got me double digits. I had Josh Allen as my quarterback, and he didn't even break double digits. Josh Allen against the Jaguars did not break double-digit fantasy points. Are you kidding me?
To be fair, I only had Lamar Jackson. Like, that was what saved me. That was like half my points.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that was sick. Let's pull you up real quick because that was absolutely – I was like, how did he squeak that in? And, yeah, you just played you played the worst guy in the league, so you just got to put one on him. But, yeah, look at you, Jackson, 37 points. And then you had Jefferson who scored 16, which was good. Oh, and you had Kelsey in there for 12. Oh, and your defense scored double. You crushed it. What was I looking at? I must have been looking at somebody else when I saw that. Yeah,
but look, Jackson almost got half my – he got a third of my points. Look at that matchup.
Yeah, McNichols did nothing for you. Najee, I mean, that was okay. CeeDee Lamb did nothing. And yeah, it was what a just week of just debacles. Like Dallas failed, the Bills failed. I mean, every team that was supposed to crush just came out and forgot how to play football for a week. What happened? Judy says, besides OBJ, the running game was gone for a minute and Hurt and Hunt out. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're the number one duo. And that's just insane. Those two are on the same team. It's not even fair. Chubbs and maybe the Bills will grab OBJ after that defeat. I don't know, man. I don't know. What do you think about OBJ out in Buffalo?
I don't think they need him, but like
running back.
Right. That's what they need.
Should have mentioned it alone.
I think where do I think you would fit best? Maybe you could send him, like, maybe he'll end up in Jacksonville. Like, they have receivers, but do you like
Nobody's catching it. I don't know. We
right.
called that one early and often though. Agnew down there, we were telling him like, dude, get your best playmakers involved. If nobody else wants to catch the ball, then get him in. And then he did drop that one in the end zone, which was pretty sad and heartbreaking. But I mean, it sounds like the coach is listening. Like, get it
Right.
in.
with fucking Agnew, I picked him up too in one of my leagues. I was like, yep, boom.
Oh,
The problem was he was registered as a running back and wide receiver, and that's my favorite. Now he's just a wide receiver.
good.
Like, you sons of bitches.
Yeah, Dallas went down and just absolutely shit the bed. 7 points into the last 6 minutes. Zeke didn't have any points into the last 6 minutes. Like, that was just an absolute debacle down there. I don't know. Did Dak just come back a week earlier or what? I mean, what happened?
I have no idea.
Everybody was saying like it was because Dak was so rusty and everything. And I mean, yeah, I guess he was, but he was out throwing like CeeDee Lamb by like 20 yards. It's like, did nobody tell him that CeeDee Lamb was out there running on a broken ankle? It's like, he's not going to be as fast as he usually is, dude. You can't throw that. You got to take some of that off because he's running on a broken ankle. He's not going to get there like he usually does. And that's what it looked like to me. Like, Dak was just like getting pressured and like it was just like muscle memory throwing where it used to be. And it's like, you can't throw that ball. He's on a broken ankle. It's going to be about 10 yards shorter than that. So I think that's what the biggest thing was. So that was crazy to me. That's what I contribute.
And I mean, they got put so many points on them. Like, Dallas has a good defense. What the hell happened there?
Oh, Tim Patrick lost his mind.
Right.
He forgot he's a third round running or receiver, and he's like, no, I'm the number one receiver on this team. Watch this. I was like, God dang, dude.
Look at me. This is my team now.
Oh, that was amazing.
Or I'm the receiver now.
He just went out and Jedi mind tricked the whole league. Just like, hey, I'm number one out here. That was crazy. Allen killed me this weekend. Oh, man, yeah. It was a rough weekend, dude. I mean, yeah, Allen lost it for me pretty much. He could have single-handedly won me my game. And nope, not going to happen. Oh, CD on the bench. Smart man. You listen to it because, yeah, with that hurt ankle, I don't like receivers on hurt ankle. But he was getting it done. He obviously took the shot and was doing it, but he was just outrunning. I mean, he wasn't getting to the play because he was slower. I mean, that's just what it is. Man, last week I was like, I know they probably never do it, but I was like, what if the Titans went after like an Alexander Madison?
That's what I thought too. Like, dude, try to get Pollard or Madison.
One of these studs, one of these stud backups that would want to be, a lead on another team. Like, why not go after something like that? Now, I don't think some of these other teams would let go of these stars, but you never know. I would have tried for something like that. I mean, how great would a Madison been to just slide in right where Henry left off?
Right, but from Madison's perspective, shit, you're going from one top running back to the next. Like, or like you're going from like the second best in the league right now to the first. That sucks. Like, either way, you're gonna be, it's gonna suck for you. They should be somewhere. Yeah, Madison. Like, well, I don't know. I'm not saying fantasy points wise, but I think right now Dalvin Cook's probably the second best running back in the league next to Henry until CMC comes back. But as far as skill wise, I think Cook's the second best. But so you're still not the starter. I would like to see Madison go somewhere like fucking Buffalo or something. See Pollard in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Like, why not? And where you can be the star.
Absolutely. But yeah, if I had lost Henry, I would have been going after somebody like Madison. I mean, it's the same running back, and I would have went after him hard. Like, you want to be the star, at least for a year. I mean, That would have been perfect. But then again, I mean, Minnesota's never letting that go. They know what a huge security blanket he is. And speaking of, look what's happening now. It looks like Cook might be going through some mess, and who knows if he even gets to play this week.
Right.
I mean, after what's going on, I can't really speculate on it. We haven't gotten all the details yet, but if that comes out and all of a sudden he has to sit down, I'll tell you what, Madison, I just went in earlier today and picked up Madison just because that might be the pick of the week if something goes down with that. Right. So yeah, let me get some Madison in. I got him in both my leagues, JIC. So, but yeah,
I dropped him. I had to drop him before, like, to pick up somebody. Whatever.
He's going to be huge. If he gets to play, though, he'll be amazing. And, yeah, that'll be the pick of the week. I sat watching the Cowboys versus the Broncos and just scratched my head. Love my Broncos, but we suck, and we killed one of the best teams in the league. Denver owns the NFC East. The NFC least, yeah. I'll tell you what, that was, like I said, I was scratching my head too, man. That was nuts. Denver can't decide if they're amazing or suck. Roller coaster this year. Yeah, they got the talent. They just need to put it together. I know Teddy B's been banged up a few times, but, man, I mean, if they can dial that in. What's up, Iron Throne? I see you out there. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, it's bad, Jake, and gives me a headache. A lot of coaching, and I hate our offensive coordinator. I've never liked Pat's offense. Yeah, it gets a little bit rough. Oh, man. Are you ready for some football? That's right. That's what we're in here doing. It. How will Kenny Gainwell do this week, do you think? Is it going to be another three-headed monster? Is he going to show up? It seems like somebody different in the Eagles' backfield is performing every week. What's going on with that?
Right. Like, you can't trust it. I mean, you can't even, like, even when Sanders comes back, can you trust it? Like, they've shown that basically they have, like, 3 running backs that can do it. So, like, Gainwell, we know can do it. Scott, we know can. I mean, everybody can do it there. So, do you just trust Sanders to be the guy? They didn't even use him that much.
At all. And then last week, he didn't get used until, like, garbage time in the fourth quarter. So, what's really going with him? Oh, I see you out there, AK. Be easy. Can't wait to try to get it in this Monday on some more Umbrella Academy. Be well. Yeah, it's crazy out there, and I don't like anything. I mean, unless you're like in a Peter Griffin situation, you just have to have somebody. I mean, and that's another one. You might want to, if Jordan Howard's out there. I mean, he's been scoring a touchdown every week, so he might be worth picking up, Peter. I mean, it's a tough one to choke down, though. I don't like it.
Howard's probably not out there after, like, this past week.
Yeah, after that performance, probably not. When is the coach from Washington football team going to start listening? Like, what did I say 5 streams ago now? It's like Antonio Gibson needed to be shut down. He's too much of a soldier to take himself out, and the staff needed to make that decision for him. Like, that leg was only going to keep getting worse and worse. And like I called it 4 weeks ago when I said sit him down, or now 5 weeks ago, he had 21 points. And right when I said, like, you should shut him down after that, he had 4 points, 7.5 points, 8 points. And he was on a bye this week. I mean, not exactly what you're looking for in a number 1 RB. Like, he's coming off a bye week. What kind of faith do you have in Antonio Gibson this week?
I like people after rest. So what was his production? Not like points wise, but we'd have to look at his carries. Like, how many touches, how many plays were they in there? Because they might have been listened to. You don't know. Giving him like a little break.
Shut him down. I mean, McKissick has been the better option out there and more viable fantasy option too. So, man, I don't know.
But they had been talking about it for weeks. I know he was getting less carries and stuff. Like, McKissick was getting more. Because if Gibson's healthy, like 100% healthy, he's like the guy there. Like, McKissick's not really doing anything. So they are taking it easy on him. But you're saying, like, hey, you guys should just took him out and let him rest completely and not had him play at all.
Absolutely. Shut him down. He would have been healthy. I mean, let that thing heal. And then all of a sudden he would have had that 4 week. He would have had 3 weeks and a bye. So now he's got a nice month of healing, and he could have came out and actually been, maybe productive. But they just, I don't know. They're just riding him too hard. And he's, like I said, that's going to get worse and worse. It's never going to get better. I don't know, Jay Cruz. What's up? When are they going to come up? When's Washington going to come up with a name? Like, how lame is it calling it the Washington football team? We got to get them a name.
Dude, I think they have the best name in the league.
You like that one? Just stick with it?
Fucking football team. Yeah, whatever. The Washington football team. Yeah, like, that's my favorite. It really is. Like, just when they say it, I'm like, I think the whole NFC least should, like, name their team that. The Dallas football team, the New York football team.
Until they earn it.
Right? They should all be that. Like, I guess Dallas can be the Cowboys this year, but normally it should just be like the Dallas football team.
Oh, man. What about Saquon Barkley? You have any faith in him? Is he coming back this week, or is he just too – can you rely on it? What do you think? What's going on out there in New York?
Please after the bye.
Yeah.
Just like –
We're on a bye this week, but, I mean, like I'm saying, with an extra week of being healthy, is he going to be able to come out and be viable again, or can you trust it?
I kind of really need him to. Like,
so it's kind of a biased judgment.
Right. Like, I need him to, so I'm hoping. I have Booker, but he's not the same. Like,
no, not even close. But I mean, boy, talk about a key bye week. They needed it. This is right on time for them. So, I mean, with another 2 weeks, hopefully he gets that ankle healthy. And I don't know, they're going to put him back on a snap count, or are they just going to let him loose because it's such a day. I mean, they're not going anywhere this year. Why even endanger it?
I don't know. Like, you have to compete, right?
I guess, yeah. I mean,
not everybody is the Miami Dolphins and are willing to lose games on purpose so they get better draft picks.
Like, that's worked out for them. Oh,
right. Yeah, probably because they got that mentality. Like, nobody wants to play for a team like that.
Oh, it's awful. What's going on with CMC? Is he just back 100% now and just throw him in and ride it? Is he going to be as good as he has been? I mean, what's up with CMC?
He's not going to be like Najee Harris in there 90% of the times like he was. That ain't happening. Like 2 seasons of like multiple injuries in a season. They're not leaving in 90% of plays anymore.
You got to shut that down.
He cannot be 70% of their production. Like, that just can't happen.
Not at all. Not at all. Like I said, lucky for all those guys that went out and got Alexander Mattison, stash him and have him ready because he might be your savior of the week. Oh, man, QB or not QB? How do you feel about the Aaron Rodgers situation?
I'm do whatever. Hey, I'm all for Aaron Rodgers. You do whatever you do with all your crazy. You know, people think he's crazy, right? But whatever you feel, here's something. I've been talking about Patrick Mahomes for like his brother and wife forever, right? Like, for the last like 3 weeks, I've been talking about this bullshit. He needs to talk to his fellow State Farm brother, and Aaron Rodgers will show him how to get rid of family members that are just mooching off your success. Like, dude, Aaron Rodgers cut off his family. I kind of like Aaron Rodgers. He don't give a shit about nothing. Like,
he's gonna do his thing. I've been sticking up for him the whole way. It's like, because the Giant Chamber's always like, "What's going on?" And she was kind of like, reading all the media headlines. I was like, I go, no. Aaron Rodgers, his team knew exactly what was going on. His coaches knew exactly what was going on, and the NFL knew exactly what was going on. So the only people that are butthurt is the media because they were lied to. You lied to us. You didn't tell us the truth, and now they're out there putting them on blast. Man, fuck the media. I was like, dude, all it's crying is the media got lied to, so now they're going off. Man, screw you. Like, everybody who needed to know knew. Just because you didn't and now you want to go on a warpath because you got lied to, fuck off.
That's how I feel. Like, dude, that's like, you don't have a right to, like, he doesn't have to tell you things that he doesn't have to tell you. You're upset, like, that some random guy that, gives you a bit of access into his life didn't give you all the access you wanted. Like, that drives me nuts. And I just like him because he's like, what? Dude,
you should expect that. Justice Warriors and the snowflakes. I'm all for it. Absolutely.
Dude, you should. That's why I said, like, cutting off his brother, you should expect that. Like, he's like, this is my shit.
Exactly.
I like Aaron Rodgers just for that fact. Like, whatever you feel about anything, I'm just like, I like him for that fact.
If he was deceiving like everybody and was like kind of lying in that way, then I'd feel a little different. But the fact that the NFL knew, the fact that his coaches knew, and the fact that all the other players knew and his teammates knew, dude, the people that needed to know knew. And screw you, media, because you didn't get the right answer you wanted. He told you that because he knew that you're out there just getting ready to flay him anyway. The only reason you ask that question in the first place is so you can go off on them. It's like, all you're worried about is, you're not worried about the person. You're just worried about more likes and getting another click. Fuck you. It's like, yeah, right. I loved it. I was loving it.
I'm with it. Like, I don't know. That's why I brought up the whole Patrick Mahomes thing. It's like, I like Aaron Rodgers because he is what he is. Like, that's what I actually like about him. He is what he is. He's not like anything for anybody. He's like, I got my life. This is my life. I do what I think's whatever I think. And I'm all about people like that.
Absolutely. Keep it real, man. That's what I'm like. Yeah. It's like, who cares, dude? Because you didn't get another click or like, or you weren't the first to be able to flay him on the story you're going for. I loved it. Oh man, speaking of great, Justin Fields looked good this week. Like last week, he finally had a blow-up game with 29 points versus San Fran, and then he kept it up against this week against Pittsburgh. Is Justin Fields finally on the right track? Is he getting his game together and just all go from here?
He did not look good early. I mean, like on his feet, he looked good, but man, I don't like certain announcers. How they're like, I was listening to him. They're like, he's doing the right thing. He like looks, it's not there. He runs. Dude, he had zero progression for like the first like few rushes. It was like he looked up and then was like, like there's no development. He's like, I'm running. Like,
well, he looked up and had like 3 guys, Pittsburgh guys, coming right in his face. Like this offensive line is not great. Dude.
Not the one like the pocket. It was like there. It was like, that's not there. Run. He didn't give time for nothing. It was like the most nuts thing, and that's the one where they're actually talking about like he's being more decisive. I'm like, yeah, Jalen Hurts was more decisive last season, just like that, where he looked and didn't see his progression. He didn't go through any kind of progression. He looked for the guy he wanted to throw to. That guy wasn't open. I ran. Yeah. Great for fantasy. Right. Not great for your football team as a whole.
No, but again, like I said, when you get teed off on 3 times in a row and you look up and there's nothing but black jerseys coming at you, you're ready to run. You're like, nobody's going to block for me. I got to run for my life or I'm going to get teed off on again. So, I mean, I get it.
Well, this was early. Like he had been doing it early. Like, but like I said, it's not necessarily good, but it is the Bears, and people don't know this. Like people don't know really Mitch Trubisky. He's a mobile quarterback. He got drafted as a dual threat quarterback. People don't know that because he's Mitch Trubisky. The Bears ruined him by making him a pocket quarterback. Like he had success in his first season because they ran him kind of like Fields. It's like, hey, use your legs a bit, do what you need to do. He had a bit of success early. But then they're like, hey, you need to be a pocket quarterback. And that wasn't him.
Yep. JD says, I like Fields. He's a kid, needs to grow. Unfortunately, he plays for the Bears. Yep, exactly what Andy's saying. That is rough. And, I mean, they just want everybody to be Andy Dalton, just sit in the pocket and just pass. But that's not his game. They need to open that up a little bit. Jake's right. Sometimes a few runs stutter those softies. I mean, you got to do it. You just got to have a run game. And sometimes, I mean, with a mobile quarterback, you should be able to use it to your advantage. I don't know why it's such a problem. It's like it should fit right into any game plan, I would think.
I think it's more of like a specialty, right? Like when you specialize in 2 things, you're not as proficient at either. Like even Lamar Jackson, a great mobile quarterback, he's not as accurate as most of the quarterbacks out there.
Yeah, but he doesn't get nearly enough respect for his arm. That guy's throwing all over the field and dropping dimes. He's had so many receivers drop just right in your hand passes. Like I think Lamar needs more respect as a passer. He's got a yoke. He just needs people to catch the damn ball.
I think he throws a good deep ball and he can run good. It's like he can dump off to Andrews as well. It's like those stride routes, like any kind of heavy speed action routes, like those routes he struggles more. He's not as accurate with. Not that he can't hit them. Obviously he can, but I think he could be better at them. And I think it's tougher when you have the run there. It's like there's no necessity there. You know what I mean? So you don't have to force things. You never had to learn to force things. Not that he can't. I'm just saying I'm throwing out possibilities, right? Generally speaking, mobile quarterbacks aren't as accurate.
What do you think about Rashad Bateman out there? Do you think he's going to be a viable coming into the playoffs in the second half of the season, or is Sammy Watkins going to come back and just eat into all that?
Shit, I don't even know.
Lamar's got to throw to somebody out there, and I mean, dude, if you get a Sammy Watkins back involved and Hollywood out there, it's like I don't know, where's Rashad Bateman kind of fall in that category?
And I like Watkins, but it's kind of like he's not consistently successful, and that's my problem with ever since he's been in the NFL.
Yeah, boomer bust, big time, absolutely. One of the ultimate boomer bust players. What about Arizona? Like without 2 of their stars, they still went out and just absolutely got it done. Are they just going to the bowl this year and that's it, or what?
I don't think their defense gets enough respect. Yeah, their defense has had like some dud games, but they're always keeping them in the game. Like they get their stops, and I mean, if you get enough stops and you're always putting your offense in a good position, then they're gonna win. But the offense looked great without Murray. Like I think that was like last year that would not have happened, even with all the exact same players, because the offense was so centered around Murray running the ball, right? But now Murray doesn't run the ball as much. He has Edmonds and Connor there, so he doesn't need to. And it's like, hey, for your longevity, stop running the ball so much. And they pass more, so now they can put the backup in there, and it's more reasonable. You don't necessarily automatically lose.
Speaking of Murray, if you were redrafting today, who would be your top 3 QBs?
Probably Murray, Brady, and Josh Allen.
You would have Murray in there?
Hell yeah, still would.
Even though he's hurt and what's going on, like you think he's just going to come back and get her done? I mean, dude, the way he came out of the blocks, 40 points a game, I get it. But wow, you'd have Murray in there, huh? I like that.
Right, I'll stick with it.
What do you think about Carr for the rest of the season? Carr has the easiest and softest run from now to the end of the fantasy playoffs. What do you think about Carr for the rest of the season? Like, do you have any faith in him, or is he just too up or down?
You gotta like him, right? Like
he's got the easiest path,
and he was, even when he didn't, like he was slinging the ball out there. Like, and it was, people can say like, oh, he lost Ruggs, but what is Ruggs? He had a couple good games all season. Ruggs didn't do shit for the most part.
I'm going to give props to Iron Sean to even be able to throw out 3 quarterback names. Absolutely fantastic. Keeping it old school. I love it. That is just nuts. How does Tannehill fare the rest of the year without King Henry? He sure looked good against the Rams. Like, is that the real deal? I mean, are they a contender for the bowl? What's going on out there?
Finger roll. Like, man, I like Tannehill. Dude, he's my quarterback. What can I say?
He's my backup on both leagues. I don't never play him except for when I had to buy, but he is my backup on both leagues. Actually, I started him against Hurts in the first game and learned real quick, and then we'll get Hurts in there. But I don't know, Hurts is starting to fall off. I'm a little nervous. I think I'm about to make the switch back and get Tannehill in there over Hurts.
Right? Like, I don't know if I would go that far, but yeah, I like Tannehill. Honestly, I think he'll probably do better as it goes, because now he's going to have quarterbacks he can dump it to. I mean, running backs that he can dump it to. Like, you can dump it to AP. And, I mean, McNichols has always been like that. Like, he can take dump passes. So, I like that a little better. You get a little bit more. Like, obviously, this year, Henry was able to catch more passes out of the backfield, but not like Adrian Peterson. Like, that's his style more. So,
yeah, he's got the hands, and he's got Julio and AB at the same time on the field finally.
Right. So that's gonna be. He should be doing decent, like, as it goes, and then you know he's gonna get his rushing touchdowns because he's got to do the finger roll.
Is that Gervin or Jordan? It's so sweet. Oh man, yeah. That's
every time he does it, I get nervous though, because that one time he almost hurt himself doing it. Yeah, I still think about it.
Like, yeah, without Tannehill, I mean, with Henry down, it's one thing. If Tannehill goes out, it's over. Is Taysom Hill going to make it out of concussion protocol? Like, is he going to come back, or are they just going to keep it with Simeon? Like, what's going on in New Orleans?
I think they probably stick with Simeon, but you know, I don't know. I like Hill. He's my favorite just quarterback, like, in the league.
Exciting.
Yeah, like I'm not that I would play him, start him or anything, but he's my favorite. Like, it's nuts. Aside, I guess the Saints had both of my favorite quarterbacks. So I liked watching Winston once a game, like getting sacked and just try to throw the ball as far as he can into the freaking defensive lineman's arm or whatever. Like, just the dumbest fucking passes. It was so fun to watch. So I like Taysom Hill for that reason too, but like kind of different. I don't know if he'll come back though. Sorry for the tangent.
No, that's hey. What are we gonna do? What's up? Does Allen get back on track? They're playing the Jets this week. Like the Jets have been winning, and then
You don't even need to finish on. It's Josh Allen. Yeah, he had a bad game against the Jaguars. Hell, like who cares?
The Jets have been playing teams tough too, though. I mean, they came out and beat Tannehill. I mean,
Right?
That's wild. Like the Jets have been. I don't know. Do the Jets have any chance whatsoever of putting something together? Or
Sure.
it seems like their starting rookie quarterback is the worst, like the third best quarterback on the team. With the other two, they're doing way better.
Right. But I think Josh Allen could punt the ball every time into the freaking receivers, and then they would still do well. Like I'm just saying, they should have tried that in versus Jacksonville. But it's Josh Allen. Like he'll be all right.
He's like, no worries whatsoever. What about your boy Tyrod Taylor? You able to come back off, and is he going to be able to get things done and get it back up and going down there in Texas?
I hope so. Oh my God. I hope so much for him. Like this, he's like, he comes back and he's like, thank God my backup wasn't a star this time. He's coming in like, oh, thank you, Jesus. Like, finally, this is my opportunity. He's gonna come back in and he's gonna score some points. I think that's what happens. He's gonna be like, I'm gonna take this opportunity and run with it.
All right. I like it. Get going. Let's get it going down in Houston, man, because they are awful. What about your boy? Speaking of awful, Sam Darnold is just out, and it looks like they're going to be going with PJ. Like, what do you think is going to happen down there? How's that going to affect Carolina?
I don't know, and as soon as he gets he's out, we get people in the league trying to trade me DJ Moore. Like, essentially, the trade was DJ Moore for Justin Jefferson.
Oh.
But it was a 3-person trade, so they clearly don't watch the stream because I hate 3-for-1s. Don't give me more play. I'm gonna have to drop other players. I'm not fucking stupid. Stop it. And no, I'm not trading DJ Moore for Justin Jefferson because that's essentially the trade you just proposed. Now I'm not doing it.
Oh, speaking of those types, how you feel about Julio this week? Is he going to stay healthy? Like, what's going on with that? Are you going to blow a hammy, or is he going to stay healthy?
I mean, if we're betting the odds, he's going to miss half the game. Like, you got to play the numbers, but I'm hoping. Let's go, man. Like, stay in there. I know you're not what you used to be, but you don't have to be here.
No, we just need you to catch a couple of those third and longs, and we'll be good.
Right.
Alive. What do you think of Deshaun Jackson getting signed out there in Las Vegas? What do you think? Is he going to be a big help to Carr out there?
He'll be a help. I don't know if he'll be a big help, but he'll be a help. They needed that kind of speedster, but they didn't use Ruggs enough at that position, so I don't know that they're going to use D-Jax out there like that.
Absolutely. What's up, Jake? I just got your picks. Yep, we're getting ready to wrap it up and get it in. So, Peter Griffin, if you're still out there, put in this week's. We don't even need to talk about what happened. We'll just talk about the fact that I edged Peter last week by 1. 2 of us got it in, but yeah, we both did absolutely horrible. So we'll just scratch that week since Andy and Jake weren't here.
To be fair, that means I would have done pretty well, right?
Yeah, you would have crushed it this week. Oh, absolutely. So, yeah, Peter, get your picks in there, and then Andy and I are going to get those done here pretty quick. Just want to go in. Who'd you like off the waiver wire watch this week? It was kind of a crazy thing. It was instead of like a number 1 pickup, it was kind of like get in where you fit in.
Right. I didn't pick anybody up. I just let it ride. So I didn't do nothing on any of my leagues. I thought about it in our league for a minute, and I was like, I'll just let them pick it up. I'm picking too many people up. I'm spending too much money on waivers.
Yeah, let it go this week. I got who I need. That's what I did last week. For the first time, I didn't pick up anybody on either league and waivers, and it was my first loss. I'm like, God. But I wouldn't have done anything different. It was just a crazy week, and that's just what it was. Khalil Herbert was killing it and got 3 carries last week, and Montgomery came back, and Cohen and Williams are set to be back in week 11. A team should grab him up ASAP. Absolutely.
Yeah, right. That would be another one.
Yep,
but they can't.
Can't what? What's that?
Oh, I thought you were talking about another team.
Feel it. Yeah, I mean, that was gross. I mean, as good as Herbert was, but then again, Khalil Herbert, I think, got banged up in the last game more than people think. I mean, why would you bring back Montgomery when he's coming off an injury like that? Why would you bring him back a week earlier when you got the bye this week? Like, the only sense that made to bring him back is that Khalil Herbert was a lot more banged up than maybe we thought. And I wasn't going to start him anyway because I figured it's like he's
right.
Just hurt.
I took him out in our league.
Absolutely. What's up, Elver G? Welcome. Hill, A.J. Brown, Diggs, Mike Williams, D'Ernest Johnson. Pick 3 this week.
God dang.
That's a good problem to have. I'll tell you what, if Chubbs is out, I definitely am going to slide into Johnson. I mean, he just showed us last time when everybody was out how much points he can put up. Mike Williams, man, I don't know. He's banged up. I'd have to sit him. Boy. I'm putting in A.J. Brown and Johnson for sure, and then it's between Hill and Diggs. I think Diggs gets right this week against the Jets, but boy, it's tough to sit Hill. How about you?
I think I'm going probably Hill, Brown, and Diggs. Like, that's what I'm going to do.
Right there, Hill, Brown, and Diggs. So, yep.
Just because, like, I like people coming off a bad week, right? And then I feel like KC's got some making up to do. They got to prove something like the rest of the season. Like, hey, we ain't done yet. So, and then, Brown, you got Tannehill out there. They got to move the ball somehow.
Absolutely.
And he's their number one receiver.
Absolutely. And Diggs, like I said, this feels like a get-right game for Diggs. They're playing the Jets. Allen's going to want to prove a thing. He's probably going to go out and throw 5 touchdowns. And there's a real good shot that Diggs has 2 of them. So I love Diggs. Hill's just got that quadricep that I think they're kind of nursing back and forth, but I don't know. They kind of need a win. So, I mean, Hill might go out and lose his mind too. You never really know. So I'm going to toss up between Hill and Diggs. But Brown and I just think Johnson just way too much upside. You of all people who go with the running back every time, you're picking the 3 receivers?
Right. But
you said that there's one running back in the backfield, which is going to be Johnson. Like, you always go with him, but maybe because he's a Brown, not so much.
Well, I can't count out Chubb. Like, he might pass the thing. So if I'm going based on it, but you're right. Assuming Chubb's out, I probably am going Johnson, and I'm probably taking Hill out just because with his, what is quad, it's like you lose speed, and that's like his thing. And he gets a lot of touch production, so maybe I put Johnson in, but sometimes you got to go with it. You just whatever. I'm going the receivers, all 3 receivers. Don't listen to me. That's what as I always say. Do not listen to me because I don't know shit. Like, I don't want to be responsible for you losing. Come back on here next week, like, hey, you made a dumbass decision, dude. I make dumbass decisions once a week, so yours might be it.
I got those wide shoulders. I'll take it. Like I said, if Chubbs is out, which, like I said, nobody's ever been tested positive and not have false positive and come back and played. So I'm considering Chubbs out, and that alone, I'm getting Johnson in. A.J. Brown, for sure, you got to do it. And like I said, it's between Hill and Diggs, and I just think Diggs has a get-right week, and he's going to have a big game. I think him and Allen are going to go nuts this week on the Jets and make up for that Jaguar debacle. My only consideration this week was Dak or Tannehill. I went with Dak. Ouch. Yeah, that was rough. This week coming up or last week? Because last week was an owie for Dak. Williams was eating good early, but Keenan Allen been getting the throws the last couple of weeks. You have to. You got to keep your stars happy. And, yeah, Mike Williams, I don't know. Plus, they said Mike Williams has been nursing a knee injury that nobody was talking about. So he has been hurt the last couple of weeks, and that's probably why he hasn't been producing as much as usual. But you got to feed the beast. And, I mean, Keenan Allen, man, you got to get that man the ball. That's just what it is. Oh, this week coming in? Absolutely. Dak or Tannehill coming in this week. I think Dak's going to have a get-right game. I would have probably went with Dak as well. Absolutely. Can't be mad at that. Oh, man, we are down to it. Cry me a river. It sounds like you already did it. Mine's, like I said, I've already done mine too. Like, what can be done about all the game-changing bad calls the refs are making? Like, They just can't have this power to change the outcomes to their liking time and time again. It's ruthless, and I can't stand it. Something has got to be done.
Right. And I get it. And like I said,
go ahead.
Mine was Murray. Mine is actually the commissioner. It's just one league. And it's like my one league that I like the best because it's the auction league. And that's the most annoying thing about it. I love auction drafts. That's the way to go. I'll set up a league for us next year. Do an auction draft.
Then you won't have to deal with it. You can be the commissioner.
Right. And that's one we could do literally live because it doesn't matter. You could show because it's an auction. It's not like, just snake draft. You could do it live and actually talk about it. But that's later. This is my whole Cry Me River solution because I'm like, this commissioner sucks.
Yeah, exactly. Just become the commissioner. Then you don't have to worry about it. So that's basically going to do it for us. Me and Andy are just going to get our picks in real quick for the week. Peter and Jake, I got yours in, so we're good to go. And, we're just going to knock this out. For everybody else, we want to thank you for coming through. And, we're definitely going to be back on next Wednesday night talking some more fantasy football. So thanks for being here, and we will see you soon. Good luck on your games this week. So as far as we go, let's get these picks in. It looks like Thursday night we got the Baltimore Ravens and the Miami Dolphins. You already know I'm going Miami.
I'm going the Ravens.
Of course. Be silly not to. And then number 2, let's get this over here so I don't have to be doing that. Number 2, it looks like we got the Saints versus the Titans. So you're going New Orleans. I'll go Titans.
All right. Yeah, you got to go against your team sometime. Feel how good it feels.
Oh, man. He said New Orleans. Plus, New Orleans is, they're probably, I'm not going to say that anymore. Oh, we got the Lions against the Steelers, the shit bowl. What are we doing there? I'm going to say the Lions get a win. Come on, Lions. Get your first win this week. I hate Big
Ben. Okay, well, I'm going to take Big Ben because then if I win, it's twice as sweet.
Atlanta Falcons, Dallas Cowboys. I'm going Dallas.
I go Dallas too. I would have took Atlanta if Dallas wouldn't have lost last week.
Gotcha. What about the Jaguars Colts? I'm going Indy.
Me too.
Indy. God, I did. I don't know what to talk about last week. That didn't happen. It was so gross. Tampa Bay, Washington football team. Woo, man, I'd love for the Washington football team to pull this out, but I got to go Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. Yeah, probably Tampa. I'm going Tampa as well.
I'm going to be rooting for the Washington football team. Oh, the Browns versus the Patriots. Wow, there's a game. I hate to do it. I felt gross last week, but I think I'm going to do it again. And, oh, man, I don't know. Both the guys are hurt. Oh, this is gross no matter what. What a just shitter. 2 in a row. I think I got to go. My goodness, I got to go New England.
All right, I'll go the Browns.
I hate it, but I'm going to do it back-to-back weeks of picking the Patriots. I feel so gross. Oh, Buffalo Bills, Jets. Man, come on. They can't do it twice in a row, can they?
Right, I'm going Bills.
Oh, so dirty. So dirty last week. That was so ugly. Where are we at? We got the Panthers versus the Cardinals.
I'm going Cardinals as well. Gotta stick with them.
Man, are they going to the bowl?
The Ohio State University.
It looks like then we got the Vikings versus the Chargers. I'm gonna go with LA.
All right, I'll take the Vikings.
That's a 50-50 shot there. I don't know. That could go either way. We got the Hawks and the Packers. Man, Aaron Rodgers, I think, is going to want to come back. Russell Wilson coming off a broke finger. Oh, boy, that's a tough one. I want to go for my Seahawks, but, man.
Go against your team and feel how good it feels.
Rodgers could he's going to want to come back again and prove a point. He could literally have 6 touchdowns this game. I don't know.
So is that who you're going?
Oh,
Packers?
So gross. So gross. Where's that at? Where's that game? It's going to be – I don't even know. Where's that game at this week? I can't even.
Whoever's second name is second.
Seahawks Packers.
So
I don't know.
Green Bay. If it says Seahawks Packers, it's in Green Bay. Because they type it as Seahawks at Packers.
Oh man, I think I'm gonna go. All right, just because if I have to think about this hard, go with the home team, Seahawks.
Oh my! Wait, the home team is the Seahawks?
I'm going with my home team.
Oh, okay. Then I'm going Packers. Iron Chone. I agree 100%, and I do that every week. That's why I go with the Titans or against the Titans because I win either way. You've never felt so good losing. Like, don't matter.
Oh, I can't do it. I got to wear it on my sleeve. I'm going Seahawks. We're going Eagles, Broncos.
I think I'll take the Eagles on this one.
Man, that's another tough one. All right, Jerry Jeudy, bring me home. Let's go Broncos. I can't believe I'm picking Denver, but man, I just feel gross about some of these picks this week. This is just wrong for so many reasons. Oh, Kansas City Chiefs versus the Raiders.
It's a divisional game, so I'm going to take Kansas City.
All right, I'll go.
They got it. They have to.
Nope. Let's go, LV. Derek Carr, get it done with his new toy out there. Deshaun just dropping bombs. He's going to have 2 long touchdowns. I can feel it coming. And on Monday night, we got the Rams versus the 49ers. I cannot go against the Rams. They are just too tough this year. Except for when they play.
Except for my Titans.
Yeah, except for – I don't know. Yeah, Tennessee will go out and lose to the Jets and then beat the Rams. I don't know what the hell's going on out there. It's insanity.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Rams as well.
There you go. And that is our picks for the week, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to do it for us, the Fantasy Fruit Loops. Hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic week, and it only gets better from here. And good luck in those games. Hopefully the refs don't change it, and we get some good, honest games this week, and we all get a victory. Good luck, everybody.